To further enhance our national security, my administration will be reclaiming the Panama Canal, and we've already started doing it. Just today, a large American company announced they are buying both ports around the Panama Canal and lots of other things having to do with the Panama Canal and a couple of other canals. The Panama Canal was built by Americans for Americans, not for others, but others could use it. But it was built at tremendous cost of American blood and treasure. 38,000 workers died building the Panama Canal. They died of malaria. They died of snake bites and mosquitoes. Not a nice place to work.
Doesn't sound like it, Mr. President. Doesn't sound like I'd be a guy who wanted to build the Panama Canal. But this was just among many, many conversations within this hour and 40-minute address last night, where President Trump connected with Americans in a way that no Democrat alive today can.
They paid them very highly to go there, knowing there was a 25% chance that they would die. The most expensive project also that was ever built in our country's history, if you bring it up to modern day costs. It was given away by the Carter administration for $1, but that agreement has been violated very severely. We didn't give it to China. We gave it to Panama, and we're taking it back.
And there will be those people who want to tell you that that's just all a bunch of silliness. Talking about the Panama Canal. Is that really what Trump did with his speech? What next? Did he have himself a nice conversation about Greenland as well?
And I also have a message tonight for the incredible people of Greenland.
I guess he did.
We strongly support your right to determine your own future. And if you choose, we welcome you into the United States of America. We need Greenland for national security and even international security. And we're working with everybody involved to try and get it. But we need it really for international world security. And I think we're going to get it. One way or the other, we're going to get it.
That's going to be enough to drive the political left completely insane. And for Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, it did.
This is not what we should be doing. I don't even know why we fighting with Greenland. Why we fighting with Greenland? We fighting with Canada. We fighting with Mexico. Yet we in love with Putin. What is happening? Like, this is not America. This is a terrible nightmare. Somebody slap me and wake me the up, because I'm ready to get on with it.
You gotta love the Congresswoman from Texas. When I say love, I mean be wholly embarrassed. Between her and Representative Al Green, it's push. Tony Katz today. What are you doing, everybody? 833-GOT-TONY, 833-468-8669. That's how you get to be a part of the show. Let me try my best to break this down for you in the only way I know how. The Democrats are going to lose the midterms by 19 billion votes, and the odds are they shouldn't even bother fielding a candidate for 2028. That's how bad it's looking. For an hour and 40 minutes last night, the President of the United States put a smile on his face, engaged in a level of seriousness, discussed issues that actually affect Americans, the subjects that Americans wanted to talk about, and went about saying, we're doing good things. We can do good things. Here are people who are doing good things. Here are people who have had horrible things happen to them, and we want them to know we're not going to let this happen to the best of our ability to anybody else. Trump hit the highs. Trump hit the lows. Trump hit where America was thinking and feeling. And Democrats could only respond by sitting on their hands and holding up little signs like the little children that they are. Let us make sure we are saying this in the proper lines, in a way that everybody will understand. It will be unquestionable to anyone, anywhere, when you explain it like this. The Democrats lost last night. They know they lost last night. And they still can't stop. They can't learn. It's not that they don't want to, it's that they can't. But last night, while they sat on their hands, they sat instead of cheering a 13-year-old beating brain cancer. They sat instead of cheering an 18-year-old being able to get to West Point. They sat instead of remembering the life of Laken Riley and other women who have been killed by illegal immigrants. They sat on their hands. They did not cheer. They did not applaud. They did not shed a tear. They did nothing but sit not stoically, but in stunned silence in the recognition that they have nothing to offer we, the people. The Democratic Party is not just lost. They lost. They have lost any advantage they think they ever had. They have lost any cultural advantage. It is broken. They have lost any economic advantage. It is broken. They have lost any manpower or future stars power. It is broken. They couldn't cheer a 13-year-old. This story of DJ, the story is an absolutely incredible story. There's this kid named DJ. He's there in the gallery. He's there with his dad. His dad is black. DJ is black. Just sharing part of the story here because this part matters. Not because I think so, but because all of these progressives think so. DJ had brain cancer. And DJ was given 5 months to live. And DJ is still with us and still with his dad. You know what he wants to do? He wants to be a cop. DJ wants to be a cop. It's not something you see much of anymore. People wanting to be police officers. But he wants to be a cop. And he was wearing a police uniform. Actually wearing the uniform. It was adorable. I mean, you just don't see that every day. You don't see a kid at 13, and it was 13. He's got a little bit of a pencil mustache, like it was like he's just hanging out. And he wants to be a cop. So what does Trump do? Trump not only wishes him well on being a police officer, he does this. He says, you know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do for you? I am going to give you, well, here for itself.
I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
He's in shock. His dad is holding him up like it's the freaking Lion King. And this kid is stunned. His dad picks him up again. He's holding on to his credentials. Next to him is Sean Curran, who leads the Secret Service, who was there with Trump, who got shot, the guy in the sunglasses. And what does this kid do? He turns to Sean Curran and gives him a hug. He hugged Sean Curran right there. He can't believe it. He can't believe his luck. Democrats did not stand up and cheer that kid. Ladies and gentlemen, the Democratic Party is broken. Don't tell me about Ukraine and don't tell me about the price of eggs. Issues are issues. They have not changed. I will happily discuss them. But to deny that the Democratic Party is broken is to deny reality. And that simply will not do today. The party is broken. That 13-year-old, by the way, when it was announced that this kid, was he 18 or 19, that Trump announced that he had been accepted to West Point. Kid's name is Hartley, Jason Hartley. He talked about how Jason's father, grandfather, and great-grandfather all wore the uniform. that his father was passed away, was killed as a Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy when Jason was just a boy. A 4.46 GPA. I'm pleased to inform you that your application has been accepted. So here's this high school graduate. Everything you could always want in somebody. Wanting to go to West Point, wanting to serve. And there's the commander-in-chief saying, you're going, kid. After this guy is hugging his mom and he's waving to the crowd, and Pete Hegseth, the defense secretary there, is in the gallery, not in the gallery, but he's there on the floor, giving him the thumbs up. And this guy's giving the thumbs up, the kid back to the defense secretary. This 13-year-old DJ comes up to this kid who's 5 years older than him, taps him on the shoulder to give him a high five. You want your kid to be like DJ. And not a single Democrat could cheer him. Ladies and gentlemen, stop telling me about tariffs. I agree. Tariffs are taxes and they're a problem. I'm not saying no. Stop telling me about Ukraine. I already have apologies from Zelensky, and Trump has a different foreign policy idea than the left because, the only time they cheered, the only time that the political left could figure out a way to applaud was when Trump was talking about the funding of Ukraine. It's the only possible time.
Millions of Ukrainians and Russians have been needlessly killed or wounded in this horrific and brutal conflict with no end in sight. The United States has sent hundreds of billions of dollars to support Ukraine's defense with no security, with no anything.
To support the defense of Ukraine, you applaud. You don't applaud for a 13-year-old? You don't applaud for the family of Lake and Riley? What kind of monsters are you? Now, Trump on the fly as they're applauding, and there's Elizabeth Warren clapping her hands like a fool.
Do you want to keep it going for another 5 years? Yeah, you would say Pocahontas says yes.
And they panned right to her, and she did not seem super pleased. Nah, there is something called iconography, and it's a question of the visuals. What is it that America saw? You see, the people who hate Trump can't stop hating Trump. As Trump himself noted, I literally could announce the cure to the most horrific disease out there, and these Democrats will still hate me. It doesn't matter what I do. It was prescient of a statement to make because, man, they won't even stand up for young women who are brutally raped and murdered by illegal immigrants. Nope. Can't stand up and show our respect to that family. Democrats won't do it. But America saw that. You think they're thinking about the dust up in the White House over Vladimir Zelensky? They're not. You think they're thinking about tariffs? They're always thinking about the economy. But they saw a guy who is working to make it better, has already made the border better, is already making moves on those who commit crimes and are here illegally, already looking to protect police officers, helping a 13-year-old kid, helping this 18-year-old kid. And by the way, this 13-year-old and their 18-year-old look like all the people who are like, we need more representation of people who look like we do. That's what they look like, the fabric of America. And there's Trump saying, I'm with you, I'm going to help you, I support you, I appreciate you. And there's the Democratic Party holding up stupid signs when they're not sitting on their hands. That visual, that iconography cannot be fought with. The visual of Trump bloody, hand in the air, fight, fight, fight. I wanted him in a car immediately. I don't know why they didn't drag him by his belt loops. But that imagery, you can't compete with that imagery. the imagery of Democrats not showing respect to a 13-year-old black child. You see, I told you the race part would come back. It wasn't enough that it was a 13-year-old child they didn't pay attention to. They, the Democrats, those bigots, didn't pay attention to a 13-year-old black child. Don't get angry with me for playing by those lefty rules. They created those stupid rules, and now they have to suffer with them. They cannot get the image out of the heads of Americans. All Americans, black and white and Asian and Hispanic and Christian and Jewish and Muslim and conservative and Democrat, not necessarily liberal or people on the fence. They can't get that out of their head. That Democrats would rather sit in stony silence than say, hey, family of Lake and Riley, we're sorry this happened to you. Hey, family of DJ, glad you beat cancer. Hey, Jason Hartley, sorry about your dad. Thank you for going to serve your country. We wish you all the best at West Point. Nope. They can't compete with that. The Republican Party has all of the ammunition it needs to take the midterms in 2026, which, especially in the Senate map, did not look great for Republicans. That was then. The Democrats cannot learn. And the Democrats did this to themselves. And I'm just fine with it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm disgusted by it, but if they want to lose, cool by me. This is Tony Katz today.